Good afternoon, Western Canadians, Albertans. Hope this nice warm summer day is finding you well. Some much needed rain on the way, it looks like. Hey, a couple things that just really can't be passed by here, really can't be just swept under the rug. First of all, there was 11 churches, I believe, vandalized in Calgary yesterday. And then with the burning of the church in Bonnyville from the night before, I think that's up to 18 or 19 churches vandalized. 8 of them burnt to the ground. I don't know who exactly is responsible for this, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it is not proud Indigenous people. And I'm going to say that good people would not commit these acts of terrorism, because that's what these are. These are terrorist acts, and they need to be addressed as such. The actions of our Prime Minister and his media for not condemning these acts as terrorism and for not standing against these acts of violence are only dumping gasoline on the flames. They're only fanning the flames of these acts. Not to mention what happened in Winnipeg yesterday. A statue of Queen Elizabeth and a statue of Queen Victoria, both in Winnipeg, toppled and destroyed. Why? What the fuck was the point in that? Then out in Victoria, a statue of Captain Cook, toppled, destroyed, thrown in the harbor. I mean, for one, that's littering. For two, there was numerous people there videoing it. Nobody did a goddamn thing. Allegedly, this was some sort of retribution for the mistreatment of Indigenous people in Canada. What the fuck did Captain Cook have to do with that? He was responsible for mapping the Pacific Ocean and for mapping the St. Lawrence River entranceway. He wasn't a political figure. I don't know if you people are just really fucking stupid, or if you're just so caught up in your own lies that you will destroy anything and everything, regardless of what it stands for in front of you. Now, the reason I mentioned that our Prime Minister is responsible for everything that's occurring in this country, and Mr. Twinkle Socks himself should probably be arrested simply for his inaction, for his allowing of the destruction of the history of this country. Statues of Sir John A., Mr. Ryerson, and now we're moving on to the British monarchy being toppled in this country. I don't even know how to defend anything that this country used to stand for anymore. Well, I know how to defend what it used to stand. I don't know how to defend what it is anymore. You're making it very difficult for anyone that actually cares about what Canada means to defend what you've allowed Canada to become. Flying the flag on the Peace Tower at half-mast yesterday. For anyone that isn't aware, the flag on the Peace Tower only flies at half-mast for Remembrance Day and certain war memorial days, such as the storming of the beaches of Normandy, things like that. It is also drawn to half-mast if there is a death in the royal family. So, the irony there, I don't know if anyone else caught that, but the irony there is that you are using the same symbol that you would to show respect for the British monarchy, as you are for showing sympathy for people that are fighting against the British monarchy. They're fighting against how this country was founded. They're fighting against the exact principles that that tower was built on. And you're flying that. I don't know if you are that fucking tone deaf, Justin Trudeau, or if you're that fucking stupid. Either way, you have no business, absolutely no business being in charge of this country. None whatsoever. And at this point, really, neither does any cabinet minister, and neither does any MP that's been elected. Not one of you have been doing your job, with the exception of possibly Derek Sloan. Well, I shouldn't say possibly, definitely Derek Sloan, possibly Pierre Poilievre. Other than that, the rest of you, I don't give a shit about your frickin' compensation and how many months you have to have in service before you get your retirement package. Let's have an election right now. Because I think this country has something to tell you. This country is proud of what it's become. This country is proud that it is no longer part of the British monarchy. This country is proud that it treats everyone the same regardless of where they come from, regardless of the color of their skin, regardless of the language they speak, regardless of their chosen orientation, if you will. This is the freest, most democratic nation on the entire planet. If you're not happy here, take your shit and go the fuck home. Go elsewhere. Leave. You're no longer welcome here. If you can't be satisfied with the freest place on the planet, then please feel free to go somewhere else. And along the way, go fuck yourself. That's about all I have to say about that. I apologize for the vulgar language. But these people, this leftist wokeism disease, this mental disability that's working its way into our children's education, this mental illness that's infiltrating our curriculums has to be stopped, because it only feeds on destruction. They will never be happy. Regardless of where you stand, regardless of where you sit on any issue, eventually they'll come for you. They don't care. Logic does not apply to these people. They only want to destroy everything that exists. They don't even know what they want to reform it or rebuild it into. They only want to destroy what exists now, because they believe that what they can do and what they are being told is better than what we have here today. That's a lie.